Before electronics took over, bulldozers were built with one goal: never stop working. Thick steel frames, oversized engines, and simple mechanical systems made these machines nearly indestructible. They ran in mines, jungles, deserts, and war zones where breakdowns weren't an option. Some were abused for decades, some were rebuilt again and again, and many are still pushing dirt today. This is the story of 7 old-school bulldozers that could run forever. Machines so tough they outlived generations of operators and refused to quit. Number 1. Euclid TC12 15S15. Euclid is a name most people associate with gigantic off-highway haul trucks. But long before that reputation was cemented, Euclid built crawler tractors that were among the most brutally durable machines of their era. The TC12 and TC15, produced primarily during the 1950s and early 1960s, were designed in a period when earth-moving equipment was expected to survive massive infrastructure projects with minimal downtime. These bulldozers were engineered with a philosophy that feels almost alien today. Everything oversized, nothing delicate. The frames were thick, heavily gusseted, and designed to flex minimally under load. Euclid engineers assumed the machine would be abused, overloaded, and operated by crews with limited mechanical sympathy, and they built accordingly. The engines used in these machines were large displacement, low RPM diesels, tuned for torque rather than speed. This mattered enormously for longevity. Running at lower RPM reduces internal stress, heat buildup, and wear on bearings and cylinder walls. As a result, many TC series engines ran tens of thousands of hours with only basic rebuilds. Transmission systems were fully mechanical and intentionally simple. There were no complex hydraulic controls or early power shift systems to fail. Steering clutches and brakes were large, accessible, and serviceable in the field. In remote dam and quarry projects, this simplicity meant downtime was measured in hours, not weeks. One reason Euclid dozers earned their run-forever reputation is that they were never optimized for cost or weight. Compared to competitors, they were heavier, slower, and less fuel-efficient, but vastly more tolerant of neglect. Operators often described them as machines that never quit, only slowed down. Euclid eventually exited the crawler tractor market, not because of reliability issues, but because the company shifted focus to haul trucks and corporate restructuring. Many TC12 and TC15 units continued working well into the 1980s and 1990s, long after production ended. Today, surviving examples are rare but often still operational, a testament to how massively overbuilt these machines truly were. Number 2. Allis-Chalmers HD11. The Allis-Chalmers HD11 is one of the most overlooked bulldozers in heavy equipment history, despite being one of the most dependable machines of its generation. Produced mainly throughout the 1950s and early 1960s, the HD11 was widely used in logging, pipeline construction, road building, and land clearing, jobs where mechanical failure could halt entire projects. Allis-Chalmers engineers focused on balanced power delivery rather than raw horsepower. The HD11's diesel engine was tuned for steady torque output, allowing the machine to push heavy loads continuously without overheating. This conservative tuning is one of the primary reasons HD11 engines developed such long service lives. The drivetrain was equally robust. The mechanical transmission, steering clutches, and final drives were deliberately oversized. Unlike some competitors that pushed components close to their limits, Allis-Chalmers left a margin of safety that paid off over decades of use. Failures were rare, predictable, and usually repairable without specialized factory tools. Another key factor in the HD11's longevity was its undercarriage design. Track frames, rollers, and idlers were heavy and well sealed, resisting dirt intrusion and uneven wear. In logging operations where mud debris and constant shock loads destroy undercarriages, this mattered more than horsepower. Operators often preferred the HD11 because it was forgiving. If maintenance was delayed, the machine usually kept working. If operated by inexperienced hands, it tolerated abuse better than many rivals. This trait made it popular with small contractors and owner-operators who needed reliability more than refinement. Although Allis-Chalmers eventually lost market share to larger competitors, the HD11 remains a favorite among restorers and vintage equipment operators. Many examples still run today, not as museum pieces, but as working machines, exactly as they were designed to be. Number 3. Liebherr PR721. The Liebherr PR721 represents a different philosophy of durability, one rooted in German industrial engineering rather than brute mass. Introduced in the 1970s, the PR721 was built for European contractors operating in quarries, forestry, and mountainous terrain where breakdowns were unacceptable. One of the defining features of the PR721 was its hydrostatic drive system, which at the time was still viewed with skepticism. However, Liebherr engineered the system conservatively, avoiding the overheating and premature wear that plagued early hydrostatic designs from other manufacturers. The result was a drivetrain that delivered smooth power while remaining remarkably reliable. Liebherr engines were known for longevity, thanks to precise machining, conservative RPM limits, and excellent cooling systems. Many PR721 units accumulated exceptionally high operating hours without major engine failures, something well documented in European fleets. Structural durability was another strength. Frames were stiff and well reinforced, reducing metal fatigue over time. Blade linkages and hydraulic components were designed for long service intervals, and access for maintenance was far better than many competitors. Perhaps most importantly, Liebherr supported older machines with parts for decades. That support allowed owners to keep PR721s operational long after competitors abandoned similar models. Even today, many PR721 dozers remain in service or have been restored to working condition. Number 4. Case 1150B, 1150C. The Case 1150B and 1150C bulldozers earned their reputation not in massive mines or mega projects, but in the hands of owner-operators who demanded machines that simply would not quit. Introduced during the 1960s and refined through the 1970s, these dozers became staples in land clearing, farm construction, and small-scale contracting. Case focused on mechanical reliability over sophistication. Engines were naturally aspirated, understressed, and known for long service lives. The absence of turbochargers and complex electronics reduced failure points and simplified repairs. The steering system was one of the 1150 series' strongest features. Smooth, predictable, and durable, it reduced operator fatigue and mechanical shock, two factors that directly influence machine longevity. Frames were well balanced, preventing the cracking issues seen in some competitors. Owners valued the 1150B and C because they were economical to own. Parts were widely available, systems were intuitive, and most repairs could be performed without factory specialists. These machines were not fast or flashy, but they were honest work tools designed to be used daily for decades. Many Case 150s are still working today, often on the same land they were purchased for decades ago. Proof that when simplicity and durability come first, machines truly can run forever. Number 5. Hanomag K90, K100. The Hanomag K90 and K100 crawlers were products of a very specific historical moment, post-World War II Europe, when machinery had to function reliably despite poor fuel quality, limited spare parts, and harsh working conditions. Hanomag, a German manufacturer with deep roots in industrial engines and tracked vehicles, designed these machines with durability and simplicity as absolute priorities. Unlike many American bulldozers of the same era, Hanomag crawlers were extremely heavy for their horsepower class. This was intentional. Engineers favored thick castings, slow-moving components, and conservative tolerances over speed or productivity figures. The result was a crawler that might feel sluggish, but could operate day after day without mechanical drama. The engines used in the K-series were slow-revving diesel units, often running at significantly lower RPMs than competitors. Lower RPM operation dramatically reduces wear on pistons, crankshafts, and bearings, which is one of the main reasons many Hanomag engines survived for decades with only basic maintenance. These engines were not designed for power surges, they were designed for constant, steady output. Transmissions and final drives were fully mechanical, using large gears and shafts that were rarely stressed near their limits. Steering systems were basic but effective, relying on clutch and brake arrangements that could be rebuilt repeatedly. Importantly, most service tasks could be done without specialized tools, an enormous advantage in rural and post-war construction environments. Hanomag crawlers were widely used in infrastructure reconstruction, forestry, agriculture, and quarry work across Europe. They earned a reputation for being nearly impossible to kill, even when operated by untrained crews or maintained irregularly. When something did wear out, it usually wore out slowly, giving operators plenty of warning. Hanomag eventually disappeared from the crawler market due to corporate restructuring and competition from larger global manufacturers, not because of reliability problems. Today, surviving K90 and K100 machines are rare but often still operational, frequently restored by enthusiasts who appreciate their mechanical honesty. Their longevity is not legendary exaggeration, it is simply the result of engineering designed for endurance above all else. Number 6. Orenstein Koppel TD series. Orenstein Koppel, better known as ONK, earned global respect for mining equipment, excavators, and industrial machinery. Less remembered today are their TD series crawler tractors, which were built with the same philosophy that defined ONK's mining equipment: design everything to survive extreme industrial abuse. ONK TD dozers were never intended for small contractors or light land clearing. These machines were designed for mines, steel plants, heavy industry sites, and large earthworks, where downtime was unacceptable and loads were continuous. Because of this, ONK engineers focused on structural integrity and drivetrain longevity rather than operator comfort or ease of transport. Frames were massively constructed, using thick steel plates and reinforced stress points to prevent cracking under constant heavy loads. Unlike lighter machines that relied on flexibility, ONK frames emphasized stiffness, which significantly reduced long-term metal fatigue. The engines fitted to TD series crawlers were conservative, industrial-grade diesels designed to run continuously at stable output levels. Cooling systems were oversized, reducing the risk of overheating even in confined or dusty environments. This made them especially reliable in mining applications. Drivetrain components, gearboxes, final drives, and steering systems were oversized relative to the machine's power output. This ensured that wear occurred slowly and predictably. In industrial fleets, these machines were often rebuilt multiple times, with frames and major components reused for decades. ONK dozers were expensive compared to mainstream competitors, but owners justified the cost through extremely long service lives. Many machines remained in operation well into the 1990s, long after production had ended, because replacement made little financial sense when rebuilds were straightforward. The decline of ONK crawler tractors had nothing to do with quality. Corporate changes and shifts in global equipment markets ended production. However, their TD series machines remain powerful examples of how industrial over-engineering can produce equipment that truly lasts generations. Number 7. Shantui SD22. Early mechanical models. The early Shantui SD22 bulldozers represent a different kind of longevity story, one based on intentional simplicity and proven design inheritance rather than original innovation. Shantui began producing bulldozers using designs derived from older fully mechanical Caterpillar platforms, focusing on reliability rather than refinement. Early SD22 models avoided electronics almost entirely. Engines were mechanical injection diesels, transmissions were straightforward, and hydraulic systems were basic and robust. This simplicity made the SD22 especially popular in regions where advanced diagnostics and dealer support were unavailable. Structurally, the SD22 was heavily built, with thick frames and conservative load ratings. These machines were designed to work in harsh environments, high heat, dust, poor fuel quality, and continue operating even with inconsistent maintenance. That tolerance is one of the key reasons many early SD22s accumulated extremely high operating hours. Unlike modern dozers optimized for efficiency and emissions compliance, early SD22s prioritized ease of repair. Components were accessible, parts were interchangeable, and systems were forgiving. Field repairs were common, and complete rebuilds were practical rather than prohibitive. The SD22 gained a reputation in mining support, road construction and land development projects, where downtime was unacceptable and budgets were limited. While these machines lacked the refinement of Western counterparts, they compensated with resilience and predictability. It's important to be clear, early SD22 longevity does not apply equally to all later models. The reputation belongs specifically to early mechanical versions, not modern electronic variants. When evaluated fairly, these machines earned respect as dependable workhorses capable of running for decades under difficult conditions. So that's it for today. If you like this video, then please hit the like and subscribe button for more videos. Thanks for watching.